You live on there?
I am live.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Boxing Podcast. Your main event of the evening.
All right.
What's up, people? This is Coach Derek and Manny Fresh.
What's the dang deal? We got a special guest this morning. I'm going to let him introduce himself.
Good morning. It's Martin. We're going with the Matrix and Too Smooth.
Soon to be determined.
Happy to be here this morning.
What's up? Well, I mean, we have a lot to talk about this morning.
Yeah, man. Not a good boxing news.
Hey, good morning, Joe.
Tonight's fight, the big quit last night. The interview with Spence coming up. Yeah, a bunch of boxing news, man. Well, you was disgusted, man. You text me immediately after.
Well, actually, you texted me and you told me Chavez quit, and my response was, if I wouldn't have witnessed it, I wouldn't have believed it. And it's not because it's Chavez Jr. It's just because quitting is so. It's one of those things that no matter who does it and how many times you see it, you just can't accept it.
Well, listen, man.
You don't want to accept it.
Absolutely, but listen, man. Everybody has a breaking point, bro. Everybody has a threshold. Everybody has, and everybody has momentary lapse of fucking sanity too. But that ain't what you seen last night.
Hell no.
Like, the difference between what his dad did and what he did was the dad done went. Did the first fight with De La Hoya get stopped?
It did. Because it was the cut.
It was the cut.
Okay. So.
And it was stopped early, too. Like the.
I mean, it was gushing out.
Memory,
it was gushing out for
sure. But the thing about it is, Senior goes back to the gym, knows, okay, I need to make this adjustment, this change. I gotta change this, and this. Mm-hmm. But then you go back in there with a guy, all the adjustments don't work. You don't see no way out. You're getting beat up, and you're getting beat up. That's the difference. You're getting fucking beat up, and you say to yourself, fuck this. While that's unforgivable, you can live with that because he didn't have no fucking answers. And I'll even give the Chavez people, he was on the end of his career. It doesn't matter that he only lost one fight.
Right.
But he was at the end. He had 1 million fights, all that. I give you all that. But he made a conscious decision to say, I can't win. This motherfucker's too young, strong,
big.
So he retired on his fucking. The cut man said, I got the cut, man. Put your fucking mouthpiece in and Chavez said, man, fuck you. But the difference between that is Junior wasn't going. He quit so he didn't have to get the ass whipping. That's the difference. If Chavez
he quit before the ass whipping started.
Exactly.
He felt it.
That's way different. Chavez, I believe, like most people, Big Chavez ain't gonna fucking quit because a fight's rough. No. He was at the place in his career that, you know, the batons fucking passed. Not this young bitch, and he didn't like him. He almost snuck him one time after the bell. I remember, but
that was the end of that round.
If it's forgivable, if you can find a way, you know, Duran quit out of frustration. Duran wasn't getting his ass whipped. Right. He said, man, fuck you. Senior said, this motherfucker. You know, I fought this bastard. I went back to the gym. I'm trying to make my adjustment. He's just fucking too big, strong, and good, and I'm old now. Fuck y'all. Yeah. Junior said, shit, I see this ass whooping coming. Fuck that. Right. And he got out the fight. And that's the difference in between those guys.
And we, as fans, as the boxing community, as the insiders, should absolutely not be forgiving. Like we need to fucking make it known that kind of shit shouldn't be allowed.
Here's my thing, man. I can't understand it, but it's gotta be holdover. It's really gotta be holdover from the Latino community or Mexican community, Mexican American for the day. And they give them so many chances.
Still there cheering on last night.
The thing is, he showed you he's a dog. He never made pass. He's a. I don't know the guy. He may be a great guy. Who the fuck knows? But
he's a stoner.
But if you don't treat shit professionally, and the people love you, and you keep shitting on the people, it's only a matter of time for the people to turn on you. Right. And the people has given this guy so many chances, bro. I rooted for Chavez Jr. on the strength of his day, right? Yeah. And I'm not the biggest Chavez fan, but I know how great he was and who he is to the Hispanic population, and he's a fucking great, exciting fighter. You want the son to win. The son fights completely wrong, trying to fight like his dad, but he's 6 foot. It's fucking insane. He might have been something if he would have trained, if somebody would have taught him right. But the thing is, bro, you shit on the people, bro. $3 million. You give $1 million away on the scale.
Man, $1 million.
Then you quit.
Pounds. What does that say about somebody, man?
Well, Jacobs gave away $1 million to Canelo, but it was strategic. He said, "I'm gonna do this because I'm gonna beat this guy."
And then he was on his toes the whole night,
which was a hell of a gamble. And I don't think he should have did it, but because I didn't think he was gonna win, and he didn't. But here's the thing: Chavez just didn't want to fucking do the work. I bet.
Right.
And because he showed you consistently, he don't want to do the work. And so when he shit the bed, they say Freddie Rose said his nose was broke. He gave the first excuse he could. And then the other guy said, nah, my hand was broke.
Exactly.
And no, your will was fucking broke because you seen that ass whooping coming. And you thought your big size was going to be something. And Jacob looked shaky in that first round. Every time Junior hit him, boom, he wobbled him. He was such a big man. He was a fucking heavyweight in there.
I mean, I don't understand the mentality of a fighter complaining as much as he did during that fucking fight. I mean, it's like every fucking round he was complaining about something. A headbutt, an elbow. And to me, that showed a big sign of entitlement. Like he felt like his name was bigger than boxing. I'm a Chavez, so pay attention. Listen to what I'm telling you, ref. And you can't fight like that in fucking ring.
Well, you know what? Those first complaints,
even if they're valid,
was the beginning of the end.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Even if they're valid.
Right. That's fighters. I'm gonna tell you something, man. The way the subconscious works, man, in human beings,
right,
is I hate to harken back to it, but it's the truth. I keep telling fighters and I train fighters that your brain ain't your friend. Because it's not. Your brain has went through 1 million years of evolution to protect you. Your brain says, get the fuck away from this danger over here. That's at a very base level. And that's why we love fighters, because they take that and they mute it and they push it down deep and face the problem. And so when the subconscious pops up in the middle of a fight saying, hey, he's fucking doing this and he's fucking doing that, when really a fighter, believe you me, if you hit me low, I'm gonna hit you low. Right. If you hit me behind the head, I'm gonna hit you behind the head. If you elbow me, I'm gonna elbow you. A la Floyd Mayweather Jr. when that boy headbutted him in the face and he knocked him. I would have did the same thing. I wasn't upset about it or nothing. By that time, I wasn't the biggest Floyd fan either. But he did what a fighting man does.
Yeah.
You bitch. Let me show you what the fuck. You want to get dirty. So that subconscious, man, will leak out, brother, and tell you, don't go over there. Don't get him. Man, you seen he hit you low? These are, and it doesn't come that slow. You don't even, most of the time, a human being doesn't even recognize the subconscious. Because you think it's you, right? But it's not a physical thought. It's in your brain, and you going, and your mind, and when your mind goes, oh man, he's hitting us low, man. You see that shit? You already quit. You being defeated.
He's looking for
from you, not the guy.
He was already preparing his excuse, because after the fight, that's what he said. He was fighting a good fight, but he kept
1,000%, man.
He kept elbowing me.
1,000%.
So as soon as that started, he was already. That was his exit route. All right, I got an excuse.
Now sometimes that subconscious talks, and it'll talk to you, and you'll do like a Tyson, I'm gonna bite this motherfucker. He's hurting me. So fuck this guy. I can't beat this guy, but I ain't no punk. So I'm gonna try to do something, which manifests itself in the Punk move, in my opinion. But it was like a fight or flight, and his answer was the bite, right? Whereas I think Junior's fight or flight kicked in, and it was flight. It was, let me get the fuck out of here, man. My hand hurts, my nose hurts, my ass hurts.
Let me grab this $5 million.
Exactly.
Right, Hurst was 6 and gave up 1.
I can't believe he made that much.
Well, that lets you know. That lets you know the popularity of a guy, man. So I don't know.
Again, that's why it's important that we hold this motherfucker accountable.
1,000%.
And I hate to say this, but I'm glad the crowd reaction was the way that it was.
Negative to him?
Yeah, to him. And as Jacobs, I mean, he was in the ring, and as he was walking out, they stopped the bullshit. They weren't throwing shit to Jacobs because, I mean, we all know it wasn't, he did exactly what he was supposed to do. He went out there, he fought his fight, and he won. But that should be our reaction this morning and moving forward to Chavez. That's unacceptable. It's disrespectful to everyone else. It's disrespectful to the business, and it's disrespectful to his father.
I've been in this sport one way or another my entire life, right? My entire life. And nothing gonna surprise me. I done seen all the spectacles, nothing, the crowd reacting like that didn't shock and amaze
It's
me.
been a while since we reacted like that.
Yeah, but I'm gonna tell you, the shittiest part of the night, because I stayed tuned, because we were talking in the messages, and I stayed tuned to the show. The shittiest part was when Jacobs was trying to give
The interview.
Patrick Day his moment. You know what I'm saying? That young guy who died in the ring, and he wore the robe and all that, and so he was dedicating and because this motherfucker quit, and people was chunking shit because they spent. Hey, bro, it's blue collar people, man. If you work for a living and you make $600 a week, and you just spent $250 on tickets for you and your gal and the t-shirts, and this dog motherfucker quit.
Man.
I don't excuse it,
But I understand. See, that's the difference. I understand people getting hot.
Chavez Jr. ought to pay back all those ticket sales. Well, all the people that went to the goddamn show paid their money.
Look, I'm
it ain't that much. He got maybe about $40,000 in ticket sales.
Yeah, I'm a constitutionalist. I don't believe nobody should get blocked from it. I think if people will pay him to see him again, he should be able to fight again. But the people need to speak and be like, nah, fuck you, man. To see you what? What you gonna do this time? Right. You know what I'm saying? So
not make weight, not want to take a drug test, and not fucking fight.
Man, quit on your story. Yeah, that's a lot.
Man, I tell you, man, this the zone, brother. Not the shit on the zone. We've been on the zone show, and it was ran great. It was a great show. Man, the zone, I don't give a damn. They gonna put it on there, huh? If you gonna buy it, they'll sell it, man. It doesn't matter if you ain't real fighters. If you fail a test, I started to make a meme the other day. Failed your PED test? Fuck it, let's go. Didn't make weight? Fuck it, let's go. Not a real boxer? Fuck it, let's go, man. They'll put you on TV. The zone, yeah, man. The zone don't give a damn, bro. But it was a travesty last night, man. But again, I wasn't surprised, and I don't think people should be surprised when an unprofessional guy acts unprofessionally. That's just, come on, man.
Exactly.
You were foolish to think he wasn't liable to quit if shit got bad. Or whatever. Cheat or whatever. You know what I'm saying? However it went. And it don't matter if you root for him, man. I've done rooted for Chavez Jr. I wanted Chavez Jr. to beat the shit out of that Sergio Martinez guy. And he almost got him in the last round. But, hey, man, I'm not going to spend my money on him.
We got Joe tuning in. Appreciate you watching, Joe. Joe asked, when do we stop paying millions to guys we really don't want to see and have more in upcoming fighters programming? Why should Showbox be the only mainstream avenue right now? Money is better spent on the next generation of superstars, not supporting the nose candy. Have it. Agree with you 1,000%. And it's our responsibility as the public, as the boxing fans, as the boxing community.
That's the Dutchman on Facebook? Yeah, I'm with you 1,000%, man. 1,000%.
And his shit.
We still
go ahead.
On the IG. Yeah, you can't see. one thing Harrison says that's true, not particularly about Jamel selling the fight, but when he said like a leopard don't change the stripes and shit,
Right.
oh, you're 100% right. And the minute they do have a good outing or something, and you fool yourself into thinking they different, that's on you, man.
Right.
I didn't, I almost tuned in thinking, I almost forgot about it, and then I said, man, if Harrison and them tomorrow, the damn Jacobs and Chavez should be tonight. Let me check my DAZN. And I looked, and I tuned in right when they was walking out to the ring. And that's when I messaged you. Oh, you messaged me about something else. I said, man, I'm watching this fight. You didn't even realize. It was thrown together, too. It's almost like that show was an obligation that they was just getting out the way.
And he was preparing for 2 fighters, Rosado and Chavez.
Right, in case Chavez shit the bed on him.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That would have been a better fight, even though he's not a true
because Gabe's going to go out on throwing fighting. He's going to go out fighting, man.
You know what? I'm liking Jacobs. I hope next year he gets those big fights against Billy Joe Saunders and some of the other.
He gets whooped in that. He gets whooped.
I'm not a big fan of Saunders.
I'm not a big Saunders fan. I'm just telling you, he is whooped. He's better.
Who else is he looking at for next year? He gave.
I'll watch Jacobs playing. I'll watch that. I'll watch Jacobs playing. But anybody else, David fucking crucifies him.
Oh yeah, that'd be real bad.
Billy Joe Saunders boxes his ears and he probably knocks him out.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. It's just ability wise. Ability is what I'm looking at. But I don't dislike Jacob. There's nothing to dislike. Cancer survivor, world champion. There's nothing to dislike. But
good
just
father.
Ability wise, it doesn't match up well, man. He had every advantage under the sun against Canelo, man.
And then
he was getting boxed, so he fucking couldn't pull the trigger, man. It wasn't his fault. When you're in there with a better guy, that's what happens, man. But I would like to see him fight. I think he's got a shot against Plant. He can win that fight if he fights correctly. And Plant can fight. I'm not saying Plant can't fight. I would even almost lean towards Plant being a better fighter.
Yeah.
But that's a more competitive fight in my world anyway. I would think so.
I wonder how breakfast is this morning at the table with Chavez Jr.
God, thank you. You don't think
He's probably on the phone. Chavez Sr. is probably on the phone with Canelo right now, talking about I wish you were my son.
I think Big Chavez knows exactly who his fucking son is.
Yeah.
And I think he knew so when he went back there in the dressing room that he was gonna hear the bullshit. Oh, Dad, I couldn't rave and da da da. And yeah, I know. Fuck. You know what I'm saying? All right, bro. Because it's your son. You love him regardless. Right. So, but I don't know, man.
How was Chavez? How you feel about that fight this morning? Oh man, that's pure disgust, man.
Yeah,
that is pure disgust.
Before we get into the man, how slick is Bob Arum, man? That Bob Arum is slick as snake shit, bro. He drew
promoter.
He drew Earl Spence out, man. I don't give a fuck who says what.
I think that was a calculated.
Yeah, man. He drew him out, man. He drew him out.
A bluff. That's what we in the poker world call a semi-bluff.
Absolutely.
It's a semi-bluff because, and maybe it's true, maybe it's not.
Maybe.
We're gonna find out though.
Exactly.
When I knew when he said that, man. When we was in camp, I asked Derek, just in passing, how he's doing. He said, good, man. So, it could be true, it could not be true, but it wasn't nothing on his face saying he was, like, pretending like he's worse off than what, And when Arum gave that interview and said to that guy, look, man, let's just kill the bud talk and Spence talk, because Spence is not doing well, man. He may never return. You know what I'm saying? That was him pulling that boy out, man, saying, you better say something soon. And look at it.
I think the general public was already doing that as well. I think when Arum did that, he just put that final nail.
Right, but it was calculated how they wasn't saying nothing, though. That was on purpose as well.
Yeah.
I totally believe they're not saying something on purpose. Yeah, sure, you got to get back from the injuries or whatever, but, the law
Dude,
thing. Not that
right.
not that he's gonna go to prison or nothing, but just let's kill him.
No, I think he already got like time served for that.
Yeah,
or something.
let's let it pay.
Yeah,
He didn't hurt
yeah.
nobody but himself.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's let time pass, and then we'll make a formal statement when you're ready to fight, and we get back in the ring, and people forget about it.
Mm-hmm.
But Aaron with Bud over there, and the biggest fight in the world right now, would you say, is Spence Bud? What's bigger than that?
No.
That's probably the biggest fight.
Wilder, Joshua.
Probably,
Nah.
I think Earl Spence is big. That's a big fight, though.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, but I think the biggest fight in the
Right
world
now,
is Spence.
for sure,
Spence is Spence.
I think
and,
Joshua still got to get some more
Crawford.
fish.
Yeah. So by him saying that, he lowered that boy out there, and then they made an announcement he's gonna speak today. Man, that's a slick son of a gun, bro. Bravo. That's business, man. That's business.
Absolutely. And I'm excited to watch that fight and watch. I'm equally excited to watch the fight and watch this interview. I think
Yeah,
this interview,
definitely.
this interview should be telling.
Yeah. I think he'll acknowledge, I fucked up and tell people, hey man, that's dangerous. Don't do it, as he should. And then he'll name somebody. We gonna come back and get back in the ring after this, and then, hopefully he'll say, in Crawford, the end of this year or next year or whatever, because I don't know, man.
You think he'll put a time? I don't think he'll put a time.
Is Pac-Man? No, he'll be vague about it. Pac-Man turning down the Mikey fight, that was in negotiation. I got that from real people.
Right.
That was in negotiation. So
Right.
with Mikey fighting Vargas,
Danny got
that
a
shit
fight in
fell
January.
apart. Danny was trying to get the Pac-Man fight,
Yeah. Right.
and it fell out, and he's fighting somebody. So
Redvick, whatever his name
did this accident change Pacquiao's mind and think, I might get this motherfucker now. Let's fight him then. Let's make a super fight. Has to be, because everybody else done fell off.
is.
Everybody else done matched
What
up.
about Porter? You think the Pacquiao any chance?
That too. No, that might be on there. He may think that's a winnable fight. I don't think it is. I think that's a rough fight.
Yeah, it's a real rough fight.
I don't think an injured Earl Spence is a good fight for fucking Pacquiao.
No, me neither. I don't think if he didn't break a vertebrae and all that stuff, I mean, clearly he was concussed, from flipping that car 27 times. But he, as long as he ain't taking shots in the head and shit for a decent amount of time, I think he could bounce back. There's always the mental part,
Right.
because anytime you get shot at or stabbed and shit, you be like, oh shit, I almost died, man. And it can change you. But
And I can speak from the perspective of even being in a good car accident like 2 or 3 years ago.
oh shit,
I was on 45 in a truck. When somebody swerve in your lane, but you're like, nah, he gonna swerve back in his lane. He came all the way over and hit me. My car swiveled. I hit the divider, bounced back. Car started on fire. I was all right. Lost my car, obviously. But I still, when someone gets close to me, I still on the road get tense.
Right.
So I can only imagine.
18-wheeler, huh? It was 18-wheeler you was telling me.
It was it was 18-wheeler, yeah.
And that's the thing that I question
Uh-huh.
is the mental trauma of that night.
How much do he remember
How
all
much,
that?
yeah, and how much is he traumatized? That's what you
No, it's
said
huge.
is absolutely
It's huge.
true.
Yeah.
PTSD
Absolutely, yeah.
like a motherfucker. Yeah. I'm hoping it doesn't affect his in-ring
Another question I
ability
had.
and fortitude. But
Another question I have for both of you, not to cut you off, is from an image perspective. Me being a boxer, I just wonder what you guys think. How much? We'll just go with tonight because we're talking about tonight interview. Should he talk about the drinking at all? What perspective should he talk about from the drinking?
Absolutely, he should. I think he should take responsibility for making a mistake and saying, you don't drink and drive. I thought. Listen, man, people can forgive you if you face it. When you make excuses, no.
Yeah.
Now, a fan will take your excuses. But the naysayers and the people who not rooting for you, the way to get them is by taking responsibility, saying, look, man, I thought I was fine. Let this be proof positive to people, man. Just be, if your buddies say, man, you drinking, man, you know what I'm saying? Give them the fucking keys, man. And nothing in Earl's, nothing in his past behavior says he ain't gonna take it on the chin. I'm sure he will, you know, some kind of way, and be like, man, let this be a lesson to not only me, to everyone. You know, just like this, your life can change. So I think the smart thing is to take responsibility, which I thought. Remember at the beginning we were talking about how does he spend this, and I was like, he's gotta face it down and be like, hey, I made a mistake. I'm lucky, thank God. Luckily, I'm fine. But you know, y'all learn through me.
Yeah, I think he comes out, acknowledges it, jumps in front of it, takes ownership of it. But the thing about it is, no one's really just talking about he was drinking and driving. I mean,
not past the first week.
Yeah,
right.
I mean, no one's really talking. So you jump, you spend a minute on owning it. Yeah, I made a mistake. We're moving forward. But I think another thing, as far as branding and well, not branding, but just as far as the image and marketing, if I was his handlers, I would be very clear before the interview. We're gonna keep it short. We'll keep it very, very short. We're gonna come out. We're gonna talk about what happened. We're gonna talk about the plans that we have in the future, and that's it. We're not gonna talk about specific dates. We're not gonna talk about opponents. We're not gonna talk about none of that because anything can be misconstrued or used.
Be short and simple.
Be short and simple. Show your face, and move on your business.
I might be more excited to see that than
Well, that's what I mean. Yeah.
Well, you know,
and as far as marketing, that's what you want to do. You give them a little. That's it.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Is he hurt? Is he not hurt? You know, because you're gonna have people analyzing it. How many people are gonna be watching it?
Everybody.
They're gonna be slowing it down. Wait a minute. How did he say that?
Fans, non-fans, everybody.
He still got a crack right there on his cheek.
Yeah, man. So.
He still got scars. Or look, you know, his fucking eyes all fucked up. He can't see. Or,
that shit lazy now.
Yeah. He'll be all right. Man.
Yeah, he will for sure.
Not talking about tonight though, huh?
Oh, bro. I'm excited about this fight, man. I'm excited about this fight because I'm having the hardest time picking a winner, man. Which is not. Would you say that's unusual for me, huh?
Well, you like to wait till the last minute.
I wait till the last minute because I want to take everything in.
Yeah. So what?
But by now,
what you see
I'm usually convinced.
Yeah.
But I'm not convinced of shit.
What'd you see at the weigh-ins?
I seen an uncharacteristic Tony.
Yeah, he's been uncharacteristic all week.
I seen
What you mean?
No fear. It ain't fear, but I don't know if it's okay because it could be easily. Man, listen, man.
Yeah.
For me,
because he's been talking.
Look
shit
here, man. Me and you right now, and you fighting Willie Lump, right?
Fuck Willie Lump.
Next week, right? And here is fuck Willie Lump. He sucks. He ain't shit. He's a hoe. He's a bitch. All them words. When you buck naked in your drawers on the scale, all of a sudden, I you know, because like I said, not fear, just I gotta face this shit. Now.
Yeah.
So
showtime.
Yeah.
And Jamel, what I read, especially at the weigh-in, he's confident, very confident, and he's gonna fight hard and all that shit because the kid didn't think he lost the first fight. That's 100%. When he tells people I didn't lose that fight, he believes that fully believes that. And to me, the fight was close enough that he can think that. You know what I'm saying? He didn't get whooped. So it's like, man, he tripping, bro. I didn't lose that fight. They stole my time. I believe he believes that wholeheartedly. Just as much as Tony knows, man, I won. What the fuck you talking about? I beat you, bro. I boxed you.
Yeah.
And all three judges seen it. I seen it. Everybody seen it. So neither one's wrong. I think what determines the outcome of this fight is Jamel Charlo, bro. How he fights. When I watched that fight, man, and you remember his dad was in there, and I told him, I said, hey, man, I had Harrison winning that fight, man, by a round, maybe 2. And he was like, nah, because the champ, you know, valid argument. The champ threw the power shots, da-da-da. I said, yeah. I said, but I remember saying he lost this fight, and I didn't think they would give it to him. I thought Charlo would get the win.
Right.
But I said, okay, the judges judged it fair, but in the moment I said, but Jamel can get his title back. The adjustment's there. The ability is there. He can do it. It's just coming and fighting correctly. And he got one of the best trainers with James. So it matters the adjustments. I think if Jamel gets in there and he fights emotionally, like he did the first time, he loses. He loses a boxing match because he's reaching and trying to force the knockout.
So you think he learned? You think he's gonna take notes from that the Joshua fight and say, I'm not coming to put on a show. I'm coming to get my title back, because there's a difference.
I absolutely think Tony's thinking that.
Yeah, definitely.
I think Tony has no plan to knock this dude
Why
out.
would you fight any other way?
He's gonna box and try to outbox him. Again, that's what's gonna make the difference, man. Is if Jamel boxes and uses his strengths and be patient and not, because Tony's gonna show him. He's gonna put the fishing pole out there with the worm and try to get you to come get it. And if you come get it, you're gonna take advantage. Now it's a fight; anybody get knocked out. But if he's putting it out there and you biting down, that's against you. You got to tell him come, throw some touches out there and make him adjust and win. I think, and that's how Jamel can knock him out. Is if he don't step on every punch and he ain't looking for the knockout, jumping in 1-2 like he did.
Yeah.
That last fight, when he needed to make an adjustment, and if I remember correctly, his corner was telling him the adjustments to do, but he was trying to force a knockout. He was trying to force a knockout, and so he was digging a deeper hole. Though the fight was close, he was digging a deeper hole, and then by the end, he just came across in 12. He was fighting desperate,
Exactly,
and it didn't happen.
How big is this fight? It's a big fight.
In my world or in general? It's huge to me.
Yeah.
This fight is fucking huge. Yeah. It's huge for Houston. It's huge for Detroit.
154
It's
division.
huge. Yeah, man.
But specifically for Charlo, how big is this fight?
It's very important.
I think
It's very important. It's not, even if he loses another boxing match, it's not a career-ending fight or nothing like that.
It might not be career-ending, but it's definitely
Superstar.
a game. It's going to force him to change direction.
But you fall into the place where you're not the best.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You can beat everybody but this guy. And that's how careers culminate too. People go, this guy was great, but he couldn't beat such and such. You know what I'm saying? Jack Dempsey couldn't beat Gene Tunney. I don't care if they fought 5 times. So though Dempsey's an all-time great, and he's in everybody's top 10 heavyweights, we all know he couldn't beat Tunney. So that's what happens. And great fighters adjust to make the difference for their career.
I think it started with the jab.
Absolutely.
He gets in that moment, in those moments where he's just following you on the round, man, just trying to land a power shot. I think a couple of years ago, starting with Charles Hadley, he had a string of good knockouts, and I think that changed his style. Maybe you could say for the worse, because if you look at him beforehand when he had the braids and things like that, the dude, man, he was jabbing, throwing combinations back to the jab. I think those knockouts kind of changed his mentality. He needs somebody like Tony Harrison, I think, to raise his game. So we're going to see. I think we'll definitely see, because Tony Harrison can box. And I had Tony Harrison, and I'm a Charlo fan. We Houston strong, but when I was looking at the fight live last year, I'm like, man, Tony Harrison definitely won the fight because of Charlo's lack of jab. Power punches was good, though.
How much sparring do you think Harrison got in?
Plenty.
Yeah.
Plenty. A year rush. Plenty. To get his timing down and shit. I hope that's another thing that if Jamel gets in there and runs through him, you can't act like a year worth of rust didn't hinder him. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna tell you, man. Tony dismisses the fight we was on, the guy he fought. Cota, C-O-T-A.
Yeah.
Tony's trying to dismiss that win, but you can't, because if Jamel did second guess himself at any point after the loss, he went right back in there and washed that boy. He knocked him out, and he said, "See." In his mind, like, yeah, man.
Harrison was in the stands.
Yeah, he seen it.
Right. So that's a confidence booster regardless. That dude wasn't a bum.
Yeah.
You could pretend like he was a bum, but his record don't say he was a bum, and Jamel washed him up. Now, he don't need a fight Tony like he fought that guy, and that's gonna be a difference as well. Man, I tell you, man, this fight. All right, so my prediction, I'm gonna go ahead, 'cause I got to. Y'all gonna make me pick, and
this is you're literally making a last second.
Yeah.
I can see the process going through your. I can see the wheels turning in your head right now.
Here's the thing, man. I never go against the better boxer.
Yeah.
Right? It's hard for me to do that.
Right.
I've done it, but
it is hard.
It's harder for me to do. Like I went against in the Joshua fight. My guy is the better boxer. The fat boy is the better boxer. And I went against the better boxer, right?
Chavez, what do you think about that Ruiz fight? I feel you, champ. I feel you. I know. Fuck, what do you want me to do? Shit. Nah, I know.
All right, so look. I'm gonna go out on a limb, and I'm not putting the fact that I root for Houston,
Right.
regardless, right? I think Jamel realizes, man, he's got to fight this guy. I think he's gonna listen to his corner.
I think he needs to listen to Derek, man.
Yeah, and I think when he does get carried away trying to push for a knockout or something, I think Derrick James is gonna reel him in and tell him stick to what we worked on.
Yeah, but is he gonna listen? Does he?
That's what I think. I think he will, because that young man knows this shit is serious, man. This is real. This is a career-defining fight. So I think and Jamel explained to me what he thought he needed to do, and he was right on the fucking button.
Okay.
So we got out the camp the last 2 weeks of the camp, but another fighter and trainer who was in the camp, he was telling me, the light went on, bro. I think Jamel got it. So, all right, fuck it. I'm gonna pick Charlo.
Decision?
He can win a decision and he can stop us. What people saying, they acting like Tony ain't the better puncher. Tony's the better puncher between them two dudes, bro. Absolutely. But Jamel's the stronger, faster athlete. He's the way better athlete.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so I think Jamel's fighting. I think he's laser focused now. Looking at the weigh-in, he's serious. He knows how important it is. And long as he minds his corner and listens to him, if he does get carried away, they'll reel him back in and he'll stick to it. And one major thing is Jamel don't know how to lose. He hasn't lost yet. In his mind, that loss wasn't a loss. And so he hasn't accepted that he's, where Tony has been stopped twice. And the second one against Hurd, I think, was a conditioning thing, because he was winning both of the fights.
I think Charlo thought the first fight was going to go that way.
Yeah.
He was banking on Harrison running out of gas or getting knocked out or stopping him.
All right, so I'm gonna tip my hat to Jamel, man.
Well, yeah, I'm going with Harrison. I don't know. I don't. Just because I'm going with Harrison. I'm going against the hometown this time.
He's the better boxer, man. He's the better. He has the better ring generalship. It's very close. I mean, it ain't like he's leaps and bounds better. It's just that
I'm supporting my H-town, supporting hometown. I hope he wins. I just, I think there's a bunch of little things that might affect it. I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know if I can really believe him listening to the corner when they try to reel him in. I don't know if he's capable of that. If he's capable of controlling his emotions and taking direction and being that fighter, then he wins and he go and hopefully he learns that that's for his benefit and he continues with that mindset. But I don't know.
I'm banking on the fact that he understands how huge this scenario is.
I can see Charlo winning.
Yeah,
I can see Charlo winning.
Yeah. So that's what I got. What you got, Mark?
I got Charlo on the board. That's what I'm going with. I feel like he boxes smarter. I want to see the Charlo who had the braids. That's the one I want to see. The one when he had to fight those tough Golden Boy opponents when he was on the come up. He took a lot of tough fights early on. I think that experience should play out. Or we're going to get the other Charlo that just start following the person around the ring.
Looking for a knockout.
Hey, looking for a knockout. Two ways, but I'm going Charlo.
I think it's going to be a great fight, though.
Yeah.
Oh, regardless.
I think it's going to be a great fight. I think you're right. Charlo doesn't know how to lose. I think you're right. He doesn't believe he lost. But I also love the chip that Harrison.
I do too, man. I can't lie. I can't lie.
If we're scoring the press conferences, fucking Tony fucking knocked him out cold. So if he can bring that type of energy and mindset to the ring, I think the outcome will be the same. You know
or he just kicked the hornet's nest.
Yeah, that might be what it is.
That's a possibility. But it makes for a great fight because neither man is afraid. Neither man thinks he's gonna lose. Neither man. It's gonna be it can't end up
be a fight.
A fighter will, who faces the adversity, and that's when that not knowing how to lose come in. I'm a Tony fan. I was a Tony fan before this Charlo fight. I seen his ability when he fought. I really, and a lot of people find it funny, but I'm a huge Jared Hurd fan, bro. Not because of his boxing ability, because he's a rough, tough, fighting guy, and just like you can't help but root. He's like a black Toro Gotti or something, just fuck, keep going, bro, keep up. Now that doesn't make for long careers,
right.
But I'm gonna be honest.
You gotta have one of those. Yeah, you have to have a couple of wars in your.
I'm gonna tell you the truth. Listen, and he had a press conference yesterday. I don't know if y'all watched it.
Who's that?
Jared Hurd. He announced his fight.
Yeah.
He is absolutely.
Still want that
has his and it had to come from Coach K in Colorado. He whatever he didn't know before, he absolutely knows he was winning fights and world titles and unified the world title on athleticism, toughness, and size. He understands that to a T. He explained that to the press. He's like, and it's funny because the kid said, I was with my trainer 12 years, and I thought I fucking knew everything there was to know. And he said, man, my new coach, he's like, fuck, I didn't know shit. I didn't know shit. And now as a trainer, the whole while I'm watching him, I'm going, he don't know shit. But that's why I loved him. You know what I'm saying? He kept coming forward, kept plugging away. Yeah. And won. And I'm going to tell you, if I predicted Hurd only had like 6 fights left in him to after the Laura fight, I think it was.
Man, that was
I was like, this kid can't keep going like this. And I picked J-Rock. I said J-Rock's an educated Philly fighter, man. He's going, and he did. But even then, he fucking kept plugging away. Yeah. And so now that he understands that he was winning off sheer will and athleticism and toughness, and now he's learning how to box. That kid, hopefully K done extended his career.
How old is he?
He's a young kid, man. Yeah, man. Is he 30? I don't think he's 30
yet.
Yeah, hopefully where I said he had 6 fights and 2 was down, so that I was getting down to 4 fights. Hopefully K done turned his career to maybe 8 fights, 10 fights, who knows?
Right.
Plus he took the time off, he ain't getting punched in the head. I'm sure K ain't letting him get beat up on because he's teaching him how to. I seen a few drills, man, and I'm like, that's exactly what I would be doing with this guy, man. That's exactly what I would be doing with him. And so I was loving it. And to see him up on that on the dais saying, shit, I'm learning how to box, man. Shit, if I put this boxing with what I got, y'all in trouble. And he lost that and he shouldn't have took the J-Rock rematch. I don't give a fuck who's And I seen Harrison say, I can't believe he didn't take it. I seen even J-Rock was like, I can't believe it. That's easy to say. But when you a lone wolf now, because he explained, I didn't know, he explained what happened with him and his coach too. His coach went on social media right after the fight talking about his lifestyle, shit he puts in his body.
Oh,
Shitted on him.
Come
Shitted on
dang,
him. And
man.
even after that, that
Yeah,
young
I
boy
remember.
went to his coach and was like, Coach, what the fuck you doing, bro? We gotta win. We gotta get the rematch, da da da. And he was like, the coach said no. Like, nah, man. Like, I don't know the guy. I'm going off of what Jared Hurd said.
Okay.
But it's like, he got hung out to dry by his own fucking trainer, man. So he was like, fuck him, man. I gotta find something else. And what, I'm supposed to go fight Julian fucking Williams, bro? With no corner, with some new corner I'm just getting?
Right.
That would be disastrous
Yeah, that would.
and foolish. And so he did the right thing, man. Especially if he wants to become successful and get back to the world titles. The kid did the right thing, man. You don't go get in there with an educated fighter, man, who just gave you a boxing lesson and you ain't even got a fucking home gym no more. You know what I'm saying? I'm a root for that kid, despite knowing his coach and shit. Me and Kay worked. I had Kay in the corner for Quentin's fight in Vegas. Okay. So and just the guy knows boxing, man. Besides the shit he's accomplished, being on the national coach and shit, and he's a Shakur Stevens trainer. He's Michaela's trainer. He's a great coach, man. Yeah. Accomplished coach, and regardless of that, I still root for Hurd, man. So I'ma love watching him. Hopefully, it wouldn't surprise me if this first time out is rough and he starts leaning back on some tough shit, because that'll happen. But I know he'll get him right, man. If he's got fights left in him, he'll get right and he'll become better for it. Absolutely.
Did he say who he was thinking about fighting?
Oh, they announced it. It's
it's
a Hispanic kid, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I have a tune-up first.
Tune-up, definitely a tune-up.
Yeah, he's got to get back to the title contention now. Shout out Alicio
Castañeda. That's a great fucking name, man.
Yeah, that's
Alicio
I know a
Castañeda.
guy named that. I can't. Nah, man. Shout out. Wine Curia flew in from Chicago, man. The ABO president, CEO, to give the guy.
So what was that?
It
what
was
kind of award?
champion. It's called, and I don't know if he was the first one or they just did it or whatever. Champion of the community, talking about what he does in the gym with the other guys, the kids, his career up there in cut and shoot. They gave him a title and everything, a belt for it and all that. But the guy, he retired, man. I think he's 40 years old. And 15, he retired with 15-3-1, man. That's a respectable record, man. He fought for NABF featherweight title, I believe. I've watched him fight several times. A true fighting man. Shout out to him, man. Retiring yesterday at the El Tigre Promotions Christmas function, man. They threw him a dinner and everything, man. It was beautiful, man. I like to see guys, man, get their just due, especially when they dedicated their life to the sport,
man. Especially from the community. When the community recognizes you, that's nice.
Absolutely, man.
I'm sure he did. I know he did a lot for the community, and so whenever the community recognizes your work, it's something special.
Absolutely, man. I just want to recognize that we got EJ Chavez shit the bed. Harrison Charlo. All right, Martin. My man, Martin Allison. What let's hear about my man, Martin Allison. What let's hear about your boxing background.
Where you from originally?
Well, I'm from Los Angeles, California.
LA to live.
What can I say? I'm a career athlete. I like saying that. I learned how to, this is a true story, I learned how to count my numbers and count my ABCs with my mom through a ball. One, I passed the ball, she passed it back 2 or 3. So literally been a career athlete my whole life. Really was a football player.
Right there.
I I was about 19. So about 7 years ago, when I was in community college playing football, I just had that itch. And I have a story. I never said it to live, but I was 18. And I was in college my freshman year. And my next door neighbor, who used to be my next door neighbor, stole my high school sweetheart from me.
Oh, shit.
I was out in LA. That was about 40 minutes away from LA, where I was going to community college.
That's fighting words right there. That's he trying to start some shit.
You know, it was totally over my head. So how you think I was going to handle it? I was like, well, I'm going to come see. So I was in my car. I was about to get on the freeway, come to see the man. I get a phone call from my mom. You know, they call my mom. They at the police station. You know, saying this man on the freeway. He coming, and we don't want to press charges. So my mom said something that stuck with me. It stands with me even today. At the end of that conversation, she said, you know, obviously backing me down, so I won't go do it and get arrested. You know, Martin, you're 18 now. That was one thing. Like, you're right. You get in a fight, you get arrested. You can't. Because I always, you know, that's how I was growing up. I handled things. I wasn't a big talker. Let's just rough it out right quick. And I was one of the type of dudes, I'll fight you and be your best friend after. Yeah. I'm one of them type of guys. Yeah. Like, real nice, crazy dude. Mm-hmm. So she said that, and she said, you know, not everyone has that. I was like, you know what? You're right. And I love to fight. So that's when gradually I started thinking, like, I think I need to try boxing now. Yeah. I grew up knowing, you know, the greats. You know, grandma used to have the fights, you know, when Tyson was big, Roy Jones Jr. Obviously, Ali was a huge figure in anyone's household. And then at the end of high school, I started seeing Floyd. This is when he like beat Oscar, so he became like more of a mainstream star where he would jump out at me because I wasn't looking at boxing like that.
That was his coming out.
Exactly.
Even to
when it became money.
Exactly.
Money Mayweather.
People, you know? Yeah, even the boxing people. That's when he went from that kid can fight to oh shit. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm like, man, this dude and his whole hard work and dedication thing, that it really did something to me because I could apply it to all of my life. Right. You know, dedication and hard work. And you know, a lot of people don't like Floyd, and I understand where perspective they come, but for me, you know, I really took his mentality and put it toward my life. Like literally, I'm not gassing.
You took it literally.
I took it literally. You work hard, and then you dedicate yourself. So I got out to Texas, and a year and a half later.
How you got to Texas?
I'm going to Prairie View, A&M University for college, marketing. And I wasn't playing football anymore, and I was like, you know, I need something. Right. So I'm in Prairie View. If no one knows about Prairie View, these two do. We not far from. Ain't nothing there. I ain't have no car. I didn't have nothing. I said,
my daughter started college in Prairie View. Yeah.
I said I can't survive. So what I did a year later, I was like, oh, I gotta make a commitment because I really love boxing. I feel like, you know, I have a calling on my life to fight. So I stayed in school. I got a job at the gallery at the Banana Republic, and I started boxing in Houston with the Knockout Factory, where it was Coach Angel Herrera and Renee Camacho.
That's my guy, Angel. Shout out Angel. That's my guy, man.
Man, so they got me started. El Gallo. They got me started, and really, from then on, it's been on. I think this is like 70 fights later.
That boy said 70 fights later.
70 fights later, like
that's it.
Five or six years. I went to LA from between March and I believe October.
Of last year.
Yeah, of this year.
Oh, this year. That's right.
Trying to turn pro.
I'm already thinking I'm 2020.
It's 2020 vision. I love it. I'm there with you too. Trying to make a situation happen off of the muscle, basically being a prospect and saying, you know, that I'm gonna go to Los Angeles originally, where I had a trainer who's my family member, Henry Tillman. He won gold in '84.
I know exactly.
This is my family member. So I got on with him.
You know what that is, huh?
Yeah.
Henry Tillman.
And you tell me later.
You know his highlight.
Yeah.
His pro highlight, I should say.
He was a great fighter, though. He was a great fighter.
Yeah. That's my family, man.
Everybody had a problem with Mike Tyson.
Man, he beat him twice in the amateurs.
Nice.
Not a lot of people can say that. I got with him on the business. I've learned a lot this year, and one thing I've learned is never to bad talk anyone or get emotional or feel personal about business things not working out. That's one of the things I've learned, you know, and things didn't work out with my cousin. It was unfortunate, but I didn't want to run back to Houston. That was like July when, you know, that happened. I didn't want to run back. I had made a name at Buddy McGirth's gym. He nicknamed me the Matrix. I was at Freddie Roach's gym. Freddie Roach befriended me. You know, Wild Card, it has a thing where you go, it's 2 floors.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the top floor, just the regular people trying to train, boxers that might be amateurs. Downstairs is where you got, you know, the really the top cast, Manny, all them, where you have to knock on the door and have them bring you in. So I worked my way from the top floor, beat up everybody up. Freddie took notice of me. The last like 3 or 4 months that I was in Los Angeles, I had literally Freddie Roach sparring me, matching me up for sparring. So I sparred a lot of world champions all that this year. So I could say that it was a true blessing and a learning lesson. And now back in Houston, and I got into a situation with this guy. Y'all might know him. Name's Quentin Randall. Y'all might know him.
I heard that guy ain't shit. I heard he can't box really, and they just be giving him fights and shit. He wasn't supposed to beat nobody. Yeah,
but really successful person, man. Great guy, and he introduced me to you guys and your team. And I've been here for a few months, and I really saying I was going to say this off air, and I'll say on air. As a fighter, you need a great team. It's apparent. If you don't have that, don't expect your career to go how you can even halfway vision it. And I know having a great team is a major thing. And now with the grind, Boxing Academy, Coach D and Coach Manny. So I'm happy to be here. I know we got big plans for the future. We focus on next year and January 25th. So short story.
So you from LA.
Yep.
You avoided the situation driving from an hour out to go beat somebody up.
Right.
You got into boxing. You were out there
in college.
In college. So you started your boxing career here in Houston, Texas.
Houston. I did all my amateur
and then you went out to LA. You got to mess around with Freddie Roach and some world champions out there, and you came back. You caught up with Q. And you walked through through our doors here, and then we got you signed up with a contract for to start your pro career in 2020. How excited are you about that?
I'm very excited. I think the biggest challenge in this year was when things didn't go the way I wanted, because you got to think about it. I had 2 fights set up, so y'all know what that takes. And both of them was at 140, the weight 140, not 145, where you got a good team get you in between. They was both at 140, so I was committed. I'm working out 4 times a day. So mentally, as a fighter, you could go off on the string for a month or 2 or 3 month run of eating bad, not dedicating yourself. But my thing was, you know what? Don't kill this momentum. Okay, these didn't work out in Los Angeles. You fought in Houston. You created your fan base in Houston. Go back to Houston. That's what I was being told that's what inside of me was telling me. So, and that's what I definitely did. I'm happy. I'm excited to be with a team that I believe in and I trust. I think that's the main thing. And I can learn. Because like I said, I'm still a baby in this boxing game. This is my 6th year. And like Coach D tells me, and what I already knew, a lot of my fights, or all of my fights, unless you were shorter than me where I could just out-jab you, I was winning fights and fighting off of athleticism. So I've been in a New Orleans, Louisiana, 4th generation boot camp for 2 months, and I've really been enjoying it and just learning more about boxing.
Coach, what you see in what was your take on
he's gonna shit if he ever figures out I'm just getting this shit out.
He be texting me, hey, what should I tell Martin?
But I need to tell this kid, man. Shit, I'm out of videos. I think I get a lot of flack. The little I see of it, I get misunderstood a lot, man, because I'm blunt when I talk, but I don't never try to purposely disrespect people and shit. I don't. I'm blunt speaking, right? So, and I don't believe, man, I run people off because they may want you to treat them as contemporaries and shit. And they don't even got to see that at the fucking table, really. You know, and so I treat you like that. I'm not, you know, you want me to pretend that, hold on, that was 1 hour. There we go. So what I've come to find out is there's a price you pay for being blunt like that. Like you get misconstrued, like a motherfucker made that all they do is an asshole or something, man. And I don't want to be an asshole. I don't want people to think that. But I also only know that way to speak. My dad was like that, you know, like you know. I talk more than my dad, because my dad's figure, if you ain't got nothing to say, don't say shit, you know. But, you know, I'm opinionated and all that, man. But somebody I do consider a contemporary, David across the street, man. And he made a post on social media saying how if, you know, he's always looking for a fighter that's committed, this and that. And I understood what he was saying. And my response was, I never look for fighters, right? Never. I've never approached a single fighter in my entire life. I never say, hey kid, I can make you better. Or man, you just missing this. Or so, you know, shit that you know exists. People do that shit, right?
They do. They give it a little sprinkle, so
to try to if there's a hole over there, come over here. But see, I it's been my experience in boxing, man, that's the kid that you train, being an adult or young kid, they gotta, you know, when they're adults, you can see if they have character or not. A kid, you gotta put character in. Maybe a kid just has athleticism and will, and so you build his character, and he becomes, you know, a successful fighter. Whether he ends up fighting professionally, that's here nor there. But like the older guys, man, a coach will get his heart broke, man, chasing a fucking athlete, man. Because when the shit gets hard, bro, athletes ain't enough, bro. It's not enough. It's just not enough, man, that you fast or strong or whatever. That's just not a perfect example. Charlo tonight, right? Charlo's facing an uphill battle only by saying he has to make adjustments because the first time it didn't work. Right. So he's got to make adjustments. If he accepted that, he can make the adjustments and win. That's character. Character is going back to the corner and your trainer saying, what the fuck are you doing, man? Do this. This is what we worked on. I'm telling you it's there, and I go out there and do it. And you put in the work to do it. So I've never chased a fighter in my fucking life. And so what I said on case in point, I told David, on the message, I said, fighters find me. I don't find them, man. Because not that every one of them is gonna work out, but just finding me means he's looking for the fucking somebody. He's trying to fucking train and win and doing some of the work right then. And so if you look at him and you go, okay, Robert Redmond, in case in point, Robert Redmond came to his last situation, he was getting out of it. And same thing with you. He asked Quentin, man, you think your coach would take me on? And Quentin said, listen, man, I don't know, but I can ask him to look at you. And that's because he knows. He asked somebody else, would I look at him? That's how he came, right? So Robert came and he pitched a bitch. He was doing his best, fucking beating the bags up and all that shit. And I'm looking, but what he don't understand, even when I ain't paying attention, I'm paying attention. But what I'm paying attention to, you have no fucking idea, right? So I'm sitting there going, okay, this kid, he's working, he's pushing, he's trying to do something. This is wrong, that's wrong, this is wrong, that's wrong. I think I can improve this. I think I need to leave this alone, right? Because that's good and whatever. So I asked myself, can he be trained in my manner of training and become better? And that's what, you know, Trey, when somebody brought Trey to me as a young kid, man, 14 years old, 15 years old, man, and I gave him the jump rope, go. Go. The minute you fucking stop and come ask me if that's long enough, I ain't gonna train you, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna do it, man. I didn't fucking tell you start to who you go. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Trey jumped rope to his fucking calf game and he fell on the ground. True story. Ask him when he comes back. He fell on the fucking ground, calf seized up, and then I looked out and said, "Oh shit, it's been like 45 minutes. This kid ain't never been to a boxing gym in his life." I got you, son. Don't worry about it. You with me for now on. Yeah. But those things, man, is for better or worse, that's my litmus test, and that's what I see. And I say, okay, can this guy do I think I can help him? I don't want to lose, bro, to be honest with you. And I feel like anybody I train, I feel like they wearing my fucking name and my daddy's name and my uncle's name and his uncle's name and the man before his name every time you get in the fucking ring. Be it sparring, be it a fight, be it whatever. So I don't take it lightly and Manny has seen people come to this gym, do their little tryout, and I say no.
I've been trying out for 14 years. Fuck.
So I'm not selling no bullshit. That's exactly what I do, because it could be whatever reason. It could be I don't feel like I could help you, right? I might not be the guy.
Right.
This shit ain't gonna work. You know what I'm saying? Or it might be something you said. You know what I'm saying? It might be something you doing that I'm saying because I want to win, bro. I want to win, and if you winning, I'm winning. We are winning. But more than that, when we face that adversity and you lose, I done made an educated guess that loss ain't gonna cripple this kid. This kid's gonna go back to the fucking gymnasium, understand that he made a mistake. It wasn't what he did, it's what I did. I made the mistake. And as long as you come to the gym like that, you understand this whole fucking thing is about adjustments, man. And so if I lose to this guy, what the fuck did I do? Because you ain't shit. It's me. I'm the guy. So where did I make my mistake? Whether you get knocked out, clipped, hurt, cut, lose a boxing match, you got to have the understanding that Monday morning I'm going to the fucking gym, and that what happened is never gonna happen again, right? I may lose some other way, but that shit ain't gonna happen again, and that's the difference, man. And so that's what, case in point, that's what I meant with that one sentence. They find me. It's not now that may be arrogant to the unknowing guy. Here goes fucking Collins work with this arrogant bullshit. But no, I'm explaining now something I can't explain on a post. Right. No, it's because I think that's the equation of success. Without that, you can't be successful.
Someone putting in the work. The work started when they went out and find you. Right.
Like now, it could be kismet or serendipity. That's got a lot of shit to do with it. You know what I'm saying? That, Allah wanted this kid to be successful, and maybe I play a role because I'm a believing man. So that may play a part too. Right. But the first step is this guy now finding you. You know what I'm saying? Because he needs something else or different or moved or whatever the case may be. It ain't shitting on nobody else. It's just I'm in this situation, man. I need a trainer, and will you train me? You know what I'm saying? So I don't go looking for fighters, man, because I don't think I'll chase my own tail with that bullshit, right? Yeah. Quentin Randall, since you brought him up, Quentin Randall's my fighter, bro. I built him from scratch. I went away. I got in some trouble. I went away, man. Quentin had to keep going, and he did, and he became very successful, right? Mm-hmm. When I came back into the gym, asked me, did I call Quentin and say, son, I'm back in the gym? No. Case in point, I left him. He didn't leave me. If anybody got some hard feelings, it should be him, right? He should feel like, damn, coach, you went fucked up when I'm sitting here in the middle of my shit. This is my life. He got every point to say that if he wanted to. So I wasn't gonna do that. But because of what I believe and how I operate, Quentin Randall walked back into the gym when I was back in the gym for 2 months maybe. And he walked, dude, what's up? You wanna go call me? You know what I'm saying? Nah, son, because you was being successful. You was being successful where you was. You was winning. And I'm not gonna get in the way of that because despite what anybody says, I really care if you're successful. I really care. It's enough for me. When I came back in the boxing, the president at the time, Mike Campbell, called me and said, Coach, we giving Quentin award since he won nationals and shit and da-da-da-da. Would you come? I said, what you mean? Would I come? Of course I come. I didn't know. I went down there. Now they ended up giving me an award too, which I had no idea about or whatever. But the key is I went for him. Like everything this kid's doing, man. This kid, I hear a lot of these guys like to say that from the bottom shit. They from the bottom.
Sorry,
no, this fucking kid's really from the bottom. This kid had nothing and nobody rooting for him. You know, his mama loves him. He loves his mama, but he didn't walk into the gym and people were like, look how great this guy is. And we wasn't winning fights and people going, oh, he's the next big shit. None of that. None of that. Wasn't none of that shit. So everything he accomplished. And so I'm fine. I was fine with being the guy who started you. That's good enough for me. You know what I'm saying? This guy started in fighting. But so I wasn't gonna go looking, man. He came back and we got busy, still winning, still gonna keep winning, and we at where we at now. But he's doing it. I'm just, devising different plans and shit and saying who we gonna fight and who we ain't gonna fight. Other than that, he's got to do it. He's got to put in the work. You don't have to work, Quentin. Quentin works himself. You know what I'm saying? That's successful fight. So that's why you want the fighters to come find you. You don't go find them. Right. So I got to go find you. Now I got to make sure you're running. Right. Now I got to find out where you're at every time you're supposed to be in the gym, man. Yeah. So every trainer needs that litmus test. And part of being a contemporary, in my eyes, to me, is somebody that's got their version of that, right? Mm-hmm. They're not a trainer who's got a few fucking Golden Glove fighters and he's chasing the next man's fighters trying to get him because, like we said the other day, it's kids that'll be winning, man. You ain't had shit to do with it. Every other motherfucker you got is sorry and lose. Mm-hmm. This guy wins because he's got the will to fight and determination, and you getting accolades as the trainer, but you really ain't doing shit with this guy. So them guys are reaching out for other fighters and shit like that, man. Listen, I told Manny from the get-go, man, I don't handcuff no fucking trainers, no fighters, man. And I refuse to do it, bro, because you'll drive me nuts with that shit. Worrying about where my fighter's going, where he's sparring and all this old shit, man. If I got to look for you and find you and shit like that, this is going to be the next conversation. This ain't working out, bro. Gone. Right. Because I'm blunt again, so I'm going to just say it like that. You need to let your fighters, you need to have whatever version of that. Each trainer, I think, needs that to be successful, man. And from a fighter perspective, fighters always think that somebody's the missing link, right? Mm-hmm. Sometimes it be them. Mm-hmm. You the missing link, motherfucker. You won't get up and go train. You won't do the shit I'm telling you to do. Exactly. You the fucking missing part. But because you was a high school athlete, mm-hmm. a hell of a running back or a hell of a point guard or whatever, you think you're supposed to be great at boxing. Nah. This is not the same thing, man. This is a complete, listen, man. This is like nothing in it. There's been buku professional world Super Bowl winning football guys tried to box, right? It ain't gonna happen, because it's a different material you need for this game, man. And that's what a lot of people don't understand, man. So I'll never try to be that kind of trainer where some fighter comes in and they think I'm the missing link, so I'm gonna take advantage of that. Yeah, I'm the missing link. Then when you fuck up, I'm gonna blame you. Well, you didn't. Nah, man, I'm gonna tell you out the gate. Your problem is you ain't doing the shit. You know what I'm saying? It ain't gonna get no greater over here. Right. Sure, I have ingredients, mm-hmm. and I might put the ingredients in you, but you got to cook it. You got to fucking make the gumbo happen, man. A lot of people be thinking they just go, man. You know how many people that came to me and said, man, I've heard this out of fighters' mouths, grown fighters. I know if you train me, I would be this, that, and the third. And my answer is, well, why you ain't this and that and the third right now, right? Yeah, what you fucking think I'm gonna put a spell on your fucking ass? Nah, man, fighting is fighting, bro. And so those guys, I avoid those guys out the gate. Nah, man. I've done had professional guys with winning records, ranked guys. I done had all kind of guys, bro. And I'm like, man, you think I'm about to fucking waste my time with this headache, man? It ain't no money in the world worth that shit. You know what I'm saying? That shit ain't what's happening, man. So you gotta have that litmus test, man. And so what I'm looking for when guys come by wanting me to train them ain't what they trying to show me. Because you don't even know to do that. You don't know what I'm looking for. You thinking
Hit the bag.
you thinking I'm gonna be impressed by your speed or how hard you punch. Yeah, that shit ain't got nothing to do with how we gonna be successful in this ring, man. But you don't know that. I know that. That's why I get paid. And so we keep it moving like that, man. That you also went to so we can cover everything. You also fought the ass line, right?
Yeah, exactly. With Paco.
I know one coach from
Francisco.
Asline
I should say Francisco.
He's part of the ABO. He runs the gym.
Okay.
Francisco, I forgot his last name, but they call him Paco as well as his nickname.
I just know one guy from Asline, but
I'm pretty sure
I don't know his name.
That's probably him.
He's a little older than me.
Probably.
How's it been going on so far with training?
I mean, it's been going great. I'm a natural left-handed person, strong left. Obviously, growing up in this world, you gotta know your right.
I think in the amateur fight like 2 years ago, I switched. Hit somebody southpaw with a straight left, and I hurt him real bad where they had to put him on the stool immediately because it was at the end of the round. And I saw like I put it together. Oh yeah, football, baseball. I was southpaw my whole life. So I never been in the situation. That's 2 years ago. So I never was in the situation where I had a trainer who was like, hey, you know what? Don't switch it. We're going to stay right here in southpaw where you're better at. And, we're going to perfect it. So I really enjoy being southpaw. I've seen the process. I think like the first 2 weeks I had to tell myself to go to southpaw. Now I'm probably standing southpaw, doing everything with that right leg in front. So I really enjoy it. I've really been enjoying it. Being with a community of fighters, that really love boxing. Like I sit at the gym for like an extra hour just talking about boxing. Where I gotta leave. Like, man, I gotta get out of here. I gotta get on 45. I gotta get to 45. Just being in the community, because you could go so many places and they act like they're about something, and you get in the atmosphere and you really realize, they not about this. They like talking about this. They like talking about that. They just, to really be in a community where guys genuinely love fighting like I do. I'll look at it on YouTube. I look at it before I go to sleep. I look at it all the time. So I really enjoy the team. It's an honor actually to be coming up with Robert Redmond Jr.,
the Houston Head
and Quentin Randall. It's a lot of fighters in Houston right now, and it's a big landscape of pro fighters in that transition.
A lot of great trainers, a lot of great fighters. So Houston's fight town.
Yeah, the energy is high right now, and I'm just really excited, man, about what we got going.
And that's what's up. Jaime Martinez said Francisco's last name is Leo?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Leo.
Exactly.
Leo.
Yeah, exactly.
Leo, appreciate you with that last name.
He's a good guy, great guy over there, Francisco at Asline. He treated me well.
Well, it's on, man. 2020 is right around the corner. We got you signed Square Business. You got Coach Collinsworth training you. You got me managing you. Shit. Who want to fight?
If you don't win,
how you
taking the joke?
How you see this playing out, man? What's on your mind as far as the end game?
Well, ultimately,
who you want to see yourself fighting for?
I'm a true 140 fighter. I've heard people try to suggest that I can get down to 135. I don't really think. I don't know. It's possible, but I got very big legs, so I'm not for sure. I see myself. I honestly want to stay at that 140 division as long as I possible, because I think in a year or 2 years, whatever, however long it takes me to get the title convention, because I want to be a world champion. Why else would I be up in this game if I don't want to be a Hall of Famer? I want to be known as one of the greatest fighters to ever do it. And I see myself at 140 when the guy that's on the come up right now get there. Ryan Garcia, we talking about Devin Haney, we talking about Shakur Stevenson, we talking about guys like Mike Conlon. I see me fighting those guys, you know, and being that diamond in the rough that had a different story. He had a different story, but he came up and he had the will to fight, and he wanted to win. And I feel like I got a good team where my boxing and everything mixed together. A few years from now, man, definitely. 140 is nice. And Robert going to the top for sure. They are already on the top. So I just see us as a group messing up everything like a wrecking ball.
I like that kind of kid, man.
And 140?
Yeah, I just like him, period. I don't think he's getting enough credit. I don't think so.
I like him too.
I may be being a little biased because of Irish guy out of Cork or whatever, but I see.
He fought last week, right?
Yeah. He fought the dude they robbed him with in the Olympics.
Yeah.
And he gave him a boxing lesson.
Exactly.
That was nice. I mean, I'm not saying he's I'm not picking him to be great or nothing yet, but he knows how to fight, man. Yeah, he knows how to fight, but I like that kind of kid, man.
Man, it's been a hell of a Saturday morning. We talked Chavez Jr. We talked Charlo Harrison. We talked Martin Allison. What we missing? What else we got coming up? We got early next year. Ruiz and not Ruiz.
For fights?
Wilder
and Tyson in February. Somebody's in January though. Is it Danny Garcia maybe? Or Mikey and Vargas.
Mikey signed the zone for a one fight deal.
Fight Jesse Vargas.
That ought to be interesting. Mm-hmm. That'll be a good fight.
Mikey,
I think Mikey gets it.
I'm a huge Mikey fan, man, and he proved to me with the Spence fight that he's not a welterweight, man. It's just too much for him, man. And wow, he's a great fighter, and he'll beat some welterweights. If you're not absolutely the best at welterweight,
right?
What's the point?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Because it's stacked.
Oh, dude, that's got to be one of the strong. I mean, boxing is good right now, but 47 is probably the best division. Heavyweight division is better than it's been in 20 years. Super middleweight, good Lord, that's a bad division. Better BF and B-ball at light heavy. Man,
boxing's alive, man. Boxing's alive. I heard some people a couple years back say, boxing.
How they say that shit every time? That's just
boxing. Boxing stacked right now from heavyweight to fucking welterweight to
basketball fans always gonna tell you that shit.
We got Coach Hyman reminding us about Golden Gloves. Golden Gloves this year is in February.
Definitely got to support
February, March. Coach Ray Zaragoza is in charge of Golden Gloves. It's going to be in Greenspoint Mall this year over there in Greenspoint. Maybe early on in January we'll get some Golden Glove fighters in here and
I got several of them should be fighting.
Definitely.
Yeah, we need to fight. We need to find a 152 all-comer master or masters. Master. Yeah, I need a 152.
No fights at masters. Yeah. Everybody over 35, if they 52. We need a fight. Yeah.
What else we got going? Shout out to Al Tiggity. They got a show in March. Shout out to Joe and Forrest. Next fight up, doing a big fight over there in Sugarland and the Scooter, whatever the baseball field out there.
Okay.
Yeah, so shout out to Next Fight Up. They doing their thing in Houston.
I got right now Martin's debut, Robert Redmond, and Quentin. They all matched up for January 25th
in Mexico.
Somewhere in Mexico.
We're gonna go out there and fight the cartel.
Right past the border.
I wear all black so we can get on in and out.
And as a matter of fact, make sure you guys get all your fighting gear. Go to the grind.buzz, shop the grind apparel, support your local fighters, support your the youth in the community. 100% of the proceeds go to the fighters and to the youth program. We got some fly ass gear out there, so not only are you able to purchase and
I've been asking about the
glue.
Collinsworth boxing shirts, man.
Yeah, I gotta get on there.
Yeah. That's where you go at whatever.
Yeah, the grind.buzz.
Grind.buzz.
You click the shop now. Make sure you pick up your shirts. And it's giving back to the boxing community for sure, man. Man, well, we appreciate you coming in, Martin, this early on a Saturday morning. I look forward to.
I ain't even brushed my teeth, but I made it. So I'm happy to be here.
I stopped and got me some taco, breakfast
Did you?
taco, man.
From-
rice and beans. Yeah, the spot. I like that spot,
Yeah.
man.
Oh yeah. We gotta get them
Shout
to
out.
sponsor us. We gotta get them to sponsor us.
Yeah, I'm sure they would. Man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Shout out Pueblo Boxing.
Yep. Shout out to Pueblo.
Everybody. I got so many fans of fighters, bro.
Man.
That is ridiculous. Shout out Jericho Walton is fighting January.
Showbox.
man.
Yeah.
On Fox against
Fox or Showbox?
Too sweet, too love,
Showbox.
too pretty.
Showbox.
What's his name? Too sweet, too
Yeah,
pretty,
Montana
too.
Love.
Yeah.
He used to be out of here somewhere, I think.
Yeah, they said he was. I didn't know that till recently. I've been hearing that.
Well, I used to see him
Okay.
on social media and shit, and it would be here.
Okay.
But I didn't know who he was, and then I don't see him no more, so he might have went somewhere else. But shout out Jericho Walton.
Shout out to
You
all the
always
Houston
boy.
boxers.
I'm
Yeah.
always
Hands
rooting
of
for
stone.
him. Yeah, I'm always rooting for him, man. He's been, hey, bro.
Ain't doing it.
He's a true
I
champion.
talked to him and I told him, man, look, bro. You know, when he made this fight, he said, Montana too pretty, GNM. So he's still here. GM, he's still here.
Is.
He's still from Houston.
Yeah, shout out to my boy Ray. A-Leaf Ali told me that last night. He's a GNM fighter. Actually, I had that conversation yesterday.
So he's still out of here.
I forgot. Yeah, he
Oh
said he's
shit,
a
we
GNM
got a
fighter.
Houston rival.
I forgot. Yeah, A-Leaf Ali told me that last night that he is a GNM fighter.
Shout out A-Leaf Ali. That's my guy.
Man, as the show continues to grow, man, our list of shout outs.
Yeah, man.
Once we get this app on, we're gonna have credits, shout outs to all.
Listen, man.
Add all these names, man.
Fighters I like, man. I'm so high up on that Juan Velasquez kid, bro.
Yeah.
I don't think he understands, man. I'm sure his trainer knows how good he is, but man, that kid.
He's got that X factor.
I see that kid. Yeah, man. I see that kid doing well, man. And his last fight, he let it be a little too close, but man, that kid's special, bro. I think he's gonna be all right, man. Who else? JoJo, my man JoJo Rivera got knocked out of the night, man. We had fought that guy. He fought, man. I told him, man, that's a tough kid, bro. Out of Guatemala, maybe.
Guadalajara?
No, one of them South American. They got these two brothers, man. They vets, you know. They probably got 500 records, man. But you can't take them kids lightly, man. They be fighting, man. JoJo Rivera got him a knockout. Who else, man? I like them all, bro. Yeah, it's very few. If y'all say a name, if I don't like them, I'll tell you. I don't give a fuck.
Quit
I'll
random.
tell you if I don't like them. I really like what Alfonso does, man. While they're on a mission to put him, and they doing it.
Yeah.
He's ranked. He done won a couple of those minor titles for the WBO, WBC. Getting ranked, man. Them guys do a lot for giving guys a platform to perform, man. As well as next fight up, bro. They do the same thing, man. CDM. They do pro shows. I don't know when that next one is.
And we doing our thing, man. As the boxing community, the promoters and the fighters putting on their shows, man. I'm glad we have this platform where they can come here and have this opportunity to talk to the public, talk to their fans, to create the opportunity.
A lot of times you say, reach out to me, and they just be, but it be people I reach out, and they say, man, I was wondering when you was going, hey, nah, motherfucker, say something, man. Y'all come in, we'll do some show, man. I don't know everybody. And then there's people I know of or something that I don't talk to them, so I don't know, man. Anybody wants to come on do a show, got something to promote, let's
open
do it,
invitation to all the Houston boxers, the Houston community. Just shoot us a message at the Soapboxing Podcast, and we'll make sure.
Anyway,
we get you
on the grind, on my personal thing, on the soapboxing thing, just let me know. We'll plug it up, man.
And then we got new technology, so even if you ain't in Texas.
Oh yeah, see now I can reach out to some people I know and be like, "Hey,
we're going global."
Yeah, we're going exactly. We're going international. We're going international.
Today,
shout out to the Mexican Coca-Cola. That's our sponsors over there.
And he the fucking sponsor.
Shout out Darwin Price, man.
Oh yeah.
Price, pay the price.
Oh, yeah,
man.
yeah.
He's fighting
I hear
on
you.
Showbox. He's fighting PBC guy. I don't remember the guy's name. It ain't sitting here in front of me. Man, I like that kid, bro. That's another. We spar him over there in Maine, bro, and that dude is a problem, bro. If you're in that ring with him, bro, he's a problem. 140-pound fighter. Absolutely, Mike Campbell. He's gonna be in town next week. So I already got my next guest. We're gonna put him on here so we can talk about the Olympic qualifier.
Mike Campbell's a great guy, man. Shout out to Mike.
Very good guy.
He's gonna come with a bunch of information.
Oh yeah, man. I learn something every time I talk to him, man.
Always.
And he's always is there for it too. But Darwin Price got a open media workout for his fight next week today. At
MA?
Yeah, I put it on social media, man. Y'all go
check it out.
Go support the Houston fighter by way of St. Louis, man. He's doing an open media workout today for his fight on Showbox. So I'll share it again.
Shout out to them.
Yeah, man.
Boxing.
We love almost everybody.
Almost.
Yeah.
Almost.
Well, that's it, fellas.
Yeah. Man, we appreciate you guys tuning in. We are live at the Grind Boxing Academy here in Katy, Texas. Soap Boxing Podcast. Quick shout out to CJ Auto. If you guys need some audio equipment, check them out there in Katy. They some great guys over there, big supporters of the show and of our fighters. That's a wrap, man. Got a great fight going on tonight. Charlo Harrison Part 2.
Come on, Charlo. Come on, man.
And
Tell that if that Montana boy is from Houston, man, GM, tell them come in, man. We'll do a show. We'll do a show with
Montana.
Him, yeah.
Come on in, Montana, before this fight.
And I'll pull Jericho in on live, and then we can talk.
We can have a face off.
Shit, let me be here, please.
Yeah,
we have a face off.
I ain't gonna let nothing happen. So
shout out to
bring your team.
The GNF
yeah, absolutely,
GNF
man.
family, man.
That's Raymond, right?
Yeah, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
They was just here.
Mm-hmm.
All right, fellas.
That's a wrap. Appreciate y'all tuning in. We'll catch y'all next time. Good boy, Coach Derek, Manny Fresh.
Marty Too Smooth, aka the Matrix.
We out. In video. Shit.